Hello everyone, Thardio here on Stoneblock 4. I have found my world to be a bit buggy. I've started a new world. I am trying to get it more or less to the point we're at here. Then I'll switch over. There's a few things, however, I want to do here still because I want to use that in working on the new world. Hopefully, my issues will be resolved. Just a few things I have noticed I missed. Okay, firstly, I never made the quartz enriched iron and copper chickens. So let's quickly go and do that. And of course there will be a rockfall. Okay, so let's have a look at the copper chicken first. So it's Certus quartz and copper. Simple enough. That's tin there, Certus quartz. And there's copper. We'll just grab 3 seeds. Let's grab 3 more seeds for the next one. I still have quite a few tier 8 seeds left. Those will still run through on the chickens that can use them. So what I want to do is set up refined storage. The automation part of it I will do in the new world. I just want to get the basic crafts done here. And also I still want to create a tunneling mechanism for me. Alright, and the other one is quartz enriched iron, which I'm assuming is the iron chicken. Alright, I'll stick this one in a trainer. I need to build roosts for these guys anyway. Let's just have a look. I'm assuming these will be simple compacting drawers. No, it will be single drawers. Okay. Alright. Breeding's done. While they're training, let me quickly go get 2 more roosts. And 2 drawers. Sorry, I just want to check what drawers I've got in here. Acacia, alright. So grab 2 of these, and then we want roosts. Get 6 composters, 2 roosts. Okay, these are going to take a while to level up. I will be back as soon as I got them leveled. I might be using my temporal pouch a bit to boost these. I'll be back with you in a bit. Alrighty, got them both leveled up to 128. So we can grab them, stick them in their roosts. Let's just grab one of these tier 8 seeds. Find their roosts and just set them up to accept seeds. That's one. Skipped over the other one. There we go. Just lock these two and link them to our system. Obviously on the new world I've got, I might not be able to get the chickens all trained up or all of that, but that's fine. I'll just do the necessary to get us to more or less the same point before I switch. But we should be fine. Alright, so let's start. The first thing we're going to need is a controller, which is a World Engine Craft. It needs a machine casing, advanced processor, 4 silicon gems and 4 quartz enriched iron. So let's grab some silicon gems. And quartz enriched iron. That we should have plenty of now. Machine core needs a steel casing. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm just trashing the stuff I don't need. Sorry, I had to mute a coffee. And we need one advanced processor. Okay, so this needs printed engineering circuit, processor binding. Just make a stack of that. And silicon. So let's look. Need one of these. Just do 12. Sorry, didn't quite mute that one. Okay, didn't quite do 12, only did 10, that's fine. We will need one of these. I am just going to do a rough setup here. As I said, I'll focus on making it pretty on the other side. Where is my controller? I need 4 quartz enriched iron. Alright, so we've got our controller. Let's go slap that down. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm just going to put this down here. Alright, actually, no, let's pick that up. I would like to have a flux point underneath there. Set to our distribute network. Of course, this is fully charged in my inventory due to my pocket generator as well as my flux network, both trying to constantly charge whatever's in my inventory. Alright, so next we want a crafting grid, which will require a grid, which is another machine casing. Let's just do a couple of these. Because I'm pretty sure some of these others will use them too. Alright, so we need improved processors now, which is logic. I'll just do 10 of them as well. We will need to make some more of these, which is just silicon gems. I'll just run another stack of them through. Alright, what else do we need? A construction core and a destruction core. Construction core is a basic processor, which is iron, processor and silicon. Alright. Cursor. Fingers. Let's just make some more of this binding, because it looks like we are using a lot of those. Alright. Okay, so that needs that and glowstone, that and nether quartz. And this is just glass. Okay, so let's go make these circuits along. Of course. I'll just toss the stick. Go. We'll just make 3 each of the construction and destruction cores for now. So we can make 3 grids. Okay, we need a crafting table. And there is our crafting grid. so we can take that off the list. Then we need a pattern grid, for which we need some patterns. There we go. That one's done. Let's just look at the Autocrafter Manager, which needs Autocrafters, which is another world engine craft. I think we are going to need a few more machine casings. It's just Autocrafter Manager. Need some more improved processes. I think I messed up again. Wouldn't surprise me. Nope, there we go. Okay. Right, so let's start. Our crafting grid we'll just place on top. Pattern grid, I always put mine to the right. Just makes it easy for me to know what's happening. So there's my auto crafting monitor. So let's take that one off. Alright, so now we need to go and make auto crafters. I'll make 3. We need an auto crafter, and then we need 2 for the manager. Alright, so it's 2 advanced processes, construction, destruction, 4 quartz, and a casing. Okay. No, I can't use that yet. Oh my goodness, I can't type. Okay, so we will need to make some more of these by the looks of it. Cursor. How many advanced processes do we need for each? 2, so we will need 6. And then we need 4 quartz enriched iron each. There we go. Off to the world engine again. Right, we've got 3 auto crafters. one here. There's the refined storage wrench. I keep going to the wrong thing to try and craft these. There we go. So the idea is that I can start doing some simple crafts over here. And I'm doing it again. Okay, what do we need? We need 2 advanced processors and a machine casing. For which we need another steel casing. And we're out of steel. Sorry, I don't know what it is with the coughing this. Sorry, just trying some water, hoping that it helps. Okay, the network receiver and network transmitter is not too bad. The idea behind that is that I can put a transmitter close to my controller, and I can put the receiver at the world engine and attach a auto crafter to the world engine, which will allow me to do auto crafting of world engine crafts. Let's just melt this quickly. There we go. Almost ran to the wrong one again. Okay. Nope. Need to make machine cores. And then we need some advanced processors. Okay, alright. So that's just diamonds, okay. think I have overflow chest issues again. Indeed I do. Just grab that. That just cycle through. There we go. There you go. Okay, just to explain a few things. If you want to autocraft something, you can look up the recipe on your pattern grid. Let's say I want to make planks. I want to teach you to make planks, and let's just say oak planks. You can look up your recipe, hit the plus. It'll have the recipe here. You can then encode it, and then you can put the recipe in your autocrafter, and then you see it'll appear here, allowing you to craft it. You can select the quantity and it will craft it. I am missing oak logs because this is not connected to my storage at the moment, but once it's connected, then it will be able to do the autocraft. The autocraft manager allows you as well, instead of putting the pattern into the autocrafter, you can put them into the autocrafter manager, and it will put it in the autocrafter. The problem is, if you have multiple autocrafters, it will just say your autocrafter, and it will have all of them underneath here. It will have the heading once and then all of them here. If you want to be able to differentiate, so it's fine for things that isn't attached to anything to just be on an autocrafter. That'll be fine. But let's say this is I want to put this autocrafter next to my carbon infuser, for example. A good idea would be to, let me grab an anvil. Oh no, I've got one in my backpack. So you can place the item, the autocrafter in, and then rename it. Let's say a carbon infuser. And of course, I don't have XP. Let's just grab 10 levels. Open up my backpack. Alright, so now this autocraft is called Carbon Infuser. If we then place this down, and it's not pointing the right way, there we go. It is now pointing into that. Alright, it's not seeing it because it's not connected to my network. Right, so in order to connect it, I'm going to do very ugly cabling here. So let's just grab our... Yeah, I heard a comment today about my bags. I will endeavor to have a better setup. Alright, so we can now go and connect it there. And I hope I've got enough pipes. There we go. And okay, I'm missing 20 pipes. Well, cables. It sees them as pipes, so it works. That should be enough. Place. And there you go. It's now placed the cable. We come all over here. See, our cable is running all the way here. It went underneath this power cable, which is perfect. You can see it's now powered up. Now if we go back to our Autocrafter monitor, you'll see now it shows the name Carbon Infuser. So if you attach autocrafters to specific machines, you can rename those autocrafters to make your life a lot easier, because then you can just create your recipes and put them in there. So let's look at steel, for example. Where's my steel ingots? There they are. So if you look at our metallurgic infuser, let's just bookmark this. So it's a two-step process. And what you can do as well here is, if you see, it will feed the carbon in automatically. Now, because we've got carbon cows filling our drawer with carbon, this will work fine. So every time we craft, it will send 10 millibuckets of carbon in there. You can also take this off. Sorry. There, shift click will take it out, but then you will need to feed the carbon in manually. Same with the enriched iron, because it's a two-step. I'm leaving the carbon in, and then you can put these two into your carbon infuser. So if we just head over there, you can see your items are in here. I will go through this in depth, automating all my machines in the new world as soon as we move over there. So I'm not going to do much more of this in this episode. The other thing I want to do is get like a tunneling mechanism built, but that is going to take us a while, so I'm not going to do that in this episode. Just a few more things I want to talk about. So some of the other things you get. We have an importer. Now what the importer does, it imports items into your network. So by placing this against a chest, for example, or any machine, it would extract from that block into your network, putting the items in whatever available storage you have. You have the exporter, which does the reverse. So I can set up my system that my charcoal, for example, is stored in my network. But if I want to export it into my furnace, I can use an exporter to export it to the furnace. On the exporter, you can also add, if I can find it, so you can add speed upgrades, stack upgrades. I'll cover all of that in more detail. I can't find it now, but there should be a crafting card. These are just storage disks. Speed, stack, fortune. There we go. There's the auto crafting upgrade. So by adding this into an exporter, what it'll tell the system to do is, if the item it's trying to export doesn't exist, it will attempt to craft it. So I can take steel dust, for example, and put it in my exporter to be exported into my furnace with an auto crafting card, which means it will just automatically craft the steel dust and then export it to the furnace. You have the next thing we have is external storage. You put this against your storage. So in my case, I would put this against my storage controller, for example, and that would link my storage to my network. Let me actually do that, since I did make a lot of cables. Okay, and I can't craft here yet. Okay, so we're going to need an improved processor as well. A construction core and a destruction core, that's not a problem. Need some gold. And we will need some silicon. There we go. Just run the gold through. Not exporter, external storage, that's the one. Right, so we can craft one of these. Let's put it over here. Yep. We can take our pipe connector again. Okay, so position 1 is set. And then what I can do here is set position 2 over there, which will bring it straight down. And we can set position 3 over here. And let's just reset that. Right, position 1. position 2. Position 3 and position 4. And place pipes. And there you go. Now that we've got that external storage set up, everything in our storage drawers is available, including all our liquids. So if we now go and say I want some steel dust, I can click on that and say, why are you complaining you don't have carbon? Wrong floor. Went up too far. Ah, that's molten carbon. Okay, all right. So that will not work. Okay, so I'm going to have to set it up differently. One option is to just have an exporter that exports the carbon, the enriched carbon in here with an autocrafter card, which means we just need to change those recipes to not require the carbon. And of course I will mess up my monitor because I'm right clicking with the wrench. Let's actually do that. I know I did say I'm going to do this on the other side, but here we are. Alright, so we've got that. And then we want the auto crafting upgrade, for which we'll need an upgrade. We'll need a construction call.